Hello, YouTubers, friends, compatriots, bootlickers, shills, desolate search, peasants, vassals, people who the police are looking for. I'm a useful idiot. Welcome. I'm going to go back to the good old USA again and talk about the police. And as my regulars know, I generally don't do videos about specific police incidents unless it exemplifies some of the issues I like to talk about with the police in the United States in the latter 20th century and now the 21st century. And that's these incidents where the overwhelming amount of firepower brought to bear just really says a lot about where police are in the United States today. And it's the story that everyone is probably pretty familiar with now. 3 bank robbers, and they were pursued, and they were followed by a helicopter. So they were already being tracked, and yet they were cornered by 33 police officers. I assume that's about 15 or 16 cars. So there's 15 or 16 cars involved, and there's a hostage in the car. And of course, the 33 officers riddled this car with 600 rounds. And as my regulars know, that's when a useful idiot has to say something. When you have 33 officers unloading 600 rounds into this vehicle. And not only that, there was a hostage, a known hostage in the vehicle, and the hostage was killed by 10 rounds out of those 600 bullets. This was in Stockton, California in July 2014. And so what issues this brings up for me, first of all, is granted we have a bank robbery, but why do 16 or 17 police vehicles have to be committed to this particular crime? Okay, that point can be argued. Okay, if they're already tracking the vehicle with the helicopter, why do they have to have that many vehicles in pursuit? Obviously, the vehicle is already being tracked. And then, of course, the fact that there has to be eventually 33 officers that show up at this scene and then unveil a round that would do the death of Bonnie and Clyde, make that look like child's play. 600 rounds and killing the hostage. And so it also brings up the idea of so the hostage, the police decide the hostage is superfluous and has to pay the price as well. So this is bringing in extrajudicial powers into the field. So that's very questionable. And then, as I always point out, when there's the argument about, well, all policemen aren't bad and these are rogue cops, and I'm not saying necessarily that all cops are bad. I'm saying that there's a bad police culture, and so it makes good cops bad. And certainly we know a lot of these so-called good cops are protecting the bad ones and are protecting their brotherhood, and that's a documented fact. But more importantly, like I say, we have a police culture where it's perfectly acceptable. And we have over 33 officers in this Stockton, California Police Department, and they think it's okay to unload 600 rounds into a car with a hostage in it. That talks about a collective mentality, and that's what I'm talking about when I'm saying there's something horribly wrong with the police in the United States, that we've arrived at this point. And it's stories like this completely exemplify exactly what I want to say. I'm a useful idiot. Don't you be one too.